This guy was trying to get me to watch it for literally the past 2 years.
Dude.
Vinland Saga season 1, baby.
Fuck, chills.
I gotta say, it's fucking great. I gotta say, it's a little bit of a heavier thing than like a One Piece, for example.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like, oh, this is fun, let's watch it all the time. But I'm watching this thing once a year. This was fucking awesome, dude.
It's so
I was skeptical going in. The first 2 episodes, it took me a minute. But right when you get to Thor's and he's with his son on that boat, I'm in. From then on, I'm in.
It's crazy. Like, the thing I love about, we're talking about it officially now.
Yeah, like we're getting all into it. Let's get into it.
I got shit to say.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you lead the charge on this one.
When it came out with like, okay, so when they first introduced Askeladd, what did you think about him? Well, I'll give me a second. Well, I'll give you a second.
Yeah, freaking.
It's better on the rewatch, just to let you know. But what do you?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you some things that.
Man, I thought he was just a fucking
snake, like
evil
an asshole.
son of a bitch, bro. And it's like, and even then, man, it's like I still was thinking that for like a little bit, but then you start to see the shades of him as a person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's so cool, because it was almost like that was what he was putting on for that moment in front of his men, because he's on a mission right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool, man. And he almost became Thorfinn's surrogate father in a sense.
Technically did.
Like a father figure, at least.
No, he is.
And I loved that. I'm like...
He raised him more than Thor's.
Yes.
Actually.
It is so dark and twisted how it went down.
Yeah.
And then their relationship is fucked up because Thorfinn literally wants to murder him.
Yeah, but he knows, like...
But it's so crazy.
He likes Thorfinn. Like,
yes.
He's always liked them.
Like, Askeladd likes him. Thorfinn, for sure, at first, didn't like him at all.
Of course.
Over the years, as we saw...
he never liked them.
No.
He
in
started,
season 1, I think he started to grow a little bit of a soft spot for a moment.
No.
But I think, like, for me, at least it seemed like that to me. Like, it seemed like he was starting to kind of respect him a little bit, but not necessarily like him. And I think he was starting to kind of respect him as a leader somewhat.
It was his speech about his backstory.
Yeah.
And,
like I think he was kind of like, you know what? I understand you more as a person.
Yeah.
But fuck you anyways, though. Because of what you did. You literally, like, ruined my life.
To be fair.
Like, he changed his life
Yeah,
forever.
but he could have went back home with his family and lived on fucking in Iceland.
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
just
I
saying
mean?
the way he's looking at it.
But he fucking decided, like, no, I'm going to go fight in war for 8 years.
And you didn't even see, after like 1 or 2 episodes, you didn't even see his family at all.
No.
And I actually liked that. Because I'm like, okay, we could build on some shit for the future, because I'm aware they're still doing the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay, so we could get them back later in the future, because I really like the sister.
Correct.
So I want to see Thorfinn go home. Yeah, I really want to see him go home in Iceland and them get to see him again. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's like, that's really dope. We'll see that later on. Like,
yeah,
we'll
like,
see,
I know
like,
we're
all this
gonna
other
see
stuff.
it, for sure.
It has to.
When, I don't know, but we're gonna see it.
Yeah, hopefully soon, because when Vinland Saga is better on a rewatch. I recommend you rewatch.
I bet
it
you
again.
it will be for sure.
No,
I know where we're going, so I'm not like
you'll notice
what's
certain
going on?
things. So, for example, during the fight between Askeladd and Thor's, there's a scene.
Good stuff.
There's a scene that honestly still gives me chills even now. Every time I watch it, Askeladd goes for the cut. He cuts down the mask, drops it, which is clean. It was the cleanest things I've ever seen. Cuts it, and then he comes under it. He doesn't like.
That was so dope.
I thought he was gonna go over it, but no,
Me too. Like most other shows.
Yeah, a giant piece of wood mast, sees it falling. Is like, I'm faster than that, and then he ducks under it, and then Thor sees him and he dodges, and he was like, shit, it's too shallow. And then he was like, oh fuck, and then they started fighting a little bit, and then Thor's just kicking his ass, and then he realizes how strong Thor's is.
Really is, yeah.
And then he realized who he is as a person instantly. Then that's why you hear him as like, why won't you become our leader? And dead ass expression. He was serious. He wasn't joking. He was like, oh, just kidding. Oh. No, he was serious. He wanted, because Thor's is, well, Askeladd thinks like Thor's mentality, his ideology is like what he sees. Because as we see later on with Prince Canute, he's trying to build a king. Mm-hmm. He thought Thor's could have been that king.
Yeah. Because I wasn't getting that for a while until like the last like kind of 5, 6, 7 episodes or something. I was like, oh, Askeladd was like trying to get this guy to be king. So that's why he killed his pops. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I get what you're doing.
It's more of his uncle, but yes.
His uncle, my bad.
Yeah.
But and I like that.
Oh, well, he did kill the pops too.
Yeah.
That was the king.
Yeah, the king. And I like how fucking Askeladd too. I like how he told like his backstory, like where he's from and all that stuff, and he's like a half breed essentially, if you want to call it that.
Which is interesting about that
Yes.
story, by the way. That's literally the legend of King Arthur.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, oh shit, even I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not as deep into that stuff as you. But I was like, oh shit, King Arthur stuff.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would touch on that or had like a King Arthur character pop in, which they still could, I guess.
No, they probably can, but like he's a legend. Like that's the whole thing.
He's like I guess he'd be dead at this point.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, his family could still be alive because it's a family name.
A descendant.
Yeah, because he's Arturius.
Yeah.
Arturius is the real, like, we call him Arthur.
But it's Arturius.
Yeah, because Americans can't speak.
Yeah.
But he is Arturius, and that's Arthur.
And I like how they had a lot of those type of names in here. They weren't
Yes.
Americanizing it.
It was authentic.
Yeah.
To the time.
Thorfinn and
Yes,
fucking...
Thor's. Well, there's a lot of Thorkill.
Yeah.
I think that's literally just because of Thor, the god
I
of
know.
thunder.
I was like, what's with all the Thors,
So they
bro?
couldn't really think of it. That's the mangaka's fault.
Yeah, I'm
But
like, dude, you could come up with a different name, bro.
Seriously.
But it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I love
it still
those
works.
characters
Yeah.
both, so I'm cool with it.
Thor's ideology literally follows to now, even now in the manga, where we're like at chapter 200, and you can still,
I was going to say, they're pretty far along.
You still see Thor's ideology of
Like
saying,
influencing the world and like stuff
influencing Thorfinn, because that's who we're
cool.
following.
Yeah.
And because you know how he's like, we have no enemies. You have no enemies. You know, it's like become a true hero. And it's like, what is the meaning of a true
and that's
warrior?
kind of the whole point.
The whole point
Of
is to becoming
Thorfinn's journey.
Yeah, is to become what a true warrior is. And then when we see when Thorfinn fights Thorkill.
Yeah,
and then,
Thorkill, I love
for
that
the
guy.
for the second time, not the first time.
Oh, okay.
The first time was on London Bridge.
Yeah.
The second time was when they were chasing Askeladd's group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I love... Oh, my gosh, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was so great.
Yeah.
Keep marching. What the fuck you talking about? Keep marching. Mutiny! Fuck
Basically,
this guy. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, damn, they ain't trusted you no more, bro. And the whole thing went, get the prince, dude. And then the prince started stepping up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Now shit's getting hot, ain't it?
Because he has an epiphany. He
Yeah.
realizes
I'm like,
what's
shit's getting
up with
real,
it.
huh?
But like when they fought Thorfinn's and Thorkill
Yeah.
for the second
Great
time
stuff.
in the land, Thorkill talks about his backstory of when
Love
he
it.
sees Thor's for the last time.
Yes,
And then he
dude.
leaves.
Yes.
And then like he looks in his eyes and he's like, he's figured it out. He's figured out what the meaning of a true warrior really is. That's why he was always OP. He was fucking jumping to ship when he was out on sea.
Goku Vegeta type
kind
energy
of
for
shit.
those two.
Yeah,
you know?
it was like, fuck, he's jumping like Superman in the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
classic Superman for sure,
Yeah.
bro.
For all you young folks back there, Superman
Yeah.
couldn't always fly.
he used
had
to jump buildings
really.
in a single bound.
Yeah.
Y'all.
But that's what Thor's would do too. And he finally realizes, like Thorkill realizes that, holy shit, I can never beat Thor's. Like he's it. He's found it.
He's the gold standard.
Yeah, and that's why even when on the end of the season, when Askeladd's dying,
Yeah, man.
he asks Thorfinn, "What are you gonna do in your future?"
And he's like, you didn't even think
You
about
never
it.
even
have
thought
you?"
about it. Go
And I'm
become
like,
a true warrior.
Bro, his whole life was just revenge.
Yeah, but the
Literally
thing is that
for 10 years.
Askeladd kept thinking about it. He was always thinking about, what are you gonna do next? He just never said anything.
Yeah.
It's just because like he was like, what's the point? I'm a Viking, you know. It's gonna like we're men, so it's like I'm not gonna baby this kid. But
exactly.
now since he was
and
dying,
he don't care what I have to say
yeah,
anyway.
but now since he was dying, he was like, okay, this is it. Like I have nothing. I can't say any. Like I got nothing else to do.
What are
I
you
have
gonna
to
do,
say
bro?
it. Yeah,
I'm dead now.
I'm dying.
So what the fuck you
But
gonna do?
those were his true feelings.
Yeah.
Of Thorfinn. Like he saw him almost as a son.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucked up father, but almost as a son.
No, but I love that
Yeah.
Thanos Endeavor type shit. I'm like, oh, I love how subtle it is.
Yeah.
Though.
And it fits so well. And then like, yeah, you see that Thorfinn does see him as a father.
Yeah.
And then
See,
we
that was
see
what I was
more
saying.
of we see more of that, like the
kind of
dynamic
carrying on,
in the manga.
which makes total
Yeah.
sense. When you lose somebody, you start to reflect
Right.
on things
There-
and things of that nature.
A little bit of a spoiler, but it's nothing major.
No big deal. It's all good.
It's literally nothing major. There's a scene where Thorfinn's talking to somebody, and the person's looking at him, and he sees like the silhouettes of Thor's behind him, and then he sees Askeladd behind him
That's
also.
cool.
And because those are the two main biggest
influences
in his life. Yeah, and to be honest, in almost the entire story, because Askeladd changes Canute.
Yeah,
he changes
big
Canute
time.
big time. He
Which
went
changes everything politically in England, right
which is
there.
crazy
Going
to think
forward.
because like he was such a big Christian.
Yeah, man.
And then he realizes, dude, oh my God, there's another
I
spoiler
can't
thing.
be this blind about it.
I can't.
That's
yes.
what I like about it.
And then,
like, I gotta preach these values.
Yes.
But I have to look at the religion more open-mindedly. The principles of what we're going for. That's kind of my journey as a person that was raised in Christianity myself.
Right.
I went to Christian school for 12 years, y'all. Like, I literally went through a very similar thing of, I don't necessarily agree with the stringent nature of which you guys are doing it, but the core values and commandments and things that you're trying to get at are good.
Right.
But some of y'all out there hating on gays or trans and all this other type of groups and things of that nature, people that smoke weed or people that skateboard or people that make hip hop, whatever you want to say, if you're judging those people in those ways, that's not love.
Well,
you know, that's not.
Oh, you want to talk
stuff.
about that? Oh,
you know what I
holy
mean?
Shit.
And like I said, that's a super deep conversation.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have to get too deep on it, but it's just
in Vinland Saga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that whole thing with the character, like, oh, the snow is love, the sky is love. Like, this is what love is.
Yes.
What you do is discrimination.
Yes.
I'm like, holy
that's some deep shit, dude. It's honestly true if you really do think about it.
That's one of the deepest themes I've seen in anything I've watched in the last several months to like a year.
Years for me, years.
You know,
there's literally nothing that like hit religion like that.
That was a deeper
to have somebody to have that kind of epiphany and to switch a complete 180 to being a person who thinks God will do everything for me. If I need help, I will pray. God will take care of it.
Where it's like,
so then he comes to this other side of the spectrum where he realizes it's like, God was not going to do shit.
No.
God allows all these atrocities, all this war, this disease, rape, murder, all this shit. And why do I think he's going to help me fucking cook a chicken or whatever, you know? Like, why would
who
you
am
think
I
that?
in the grand scheme of things?
Exactly. I'm not worried about my eternal soul. I'm not worried about like you bringing heaven, like us going up to heaven. I will make my own heaven. I will create heaven here on earth for me and my people.
Exactly.
So that's, and like that 180 flip was just like, holy shit. And like when they were talking to the priest and he was like, Ragnar didn't love you. It was discrimination.
Dude, I'm like, bro.
And when I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? But when I rewatched it and I saw it, I was like, holy shit, it makes perfect sense. The rain is do you know what that means though? Do you know why he said that?
No.
The reason is because it falls on everybody and everything equally.
Oh,
don't like take it into two contexts. Like, what happens if there's a hole? The snow fills up. Come on, let's not do that. But overall, it falls on me and you. It falls on your mom, your dad. It falls on you guys out there, the viewers. You know what I mean? It falls on all of us equally. That's what real, true love is. Man. Me backing you up in a fight, it's love between you, me, but it's technically discrimination against the other people. That's not true love. So then we get the idea of what a true warrior is. Does it? Man. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Which is why
I was thinking about all that stuff too, man. I'm just like, God damn, you could take this in so many directions.
It's so good. When they when they were talking to the priest, the two brothers.
That priest always has like the best dialogue.
I love the priest. He's so funny.
Fucking priest, dude. He's either like making me laugh or making me fucking think, and I'm like, God damn.
And he's always doing it with a serious face.
Such a well-realized character.
So crazy.
And he's just in the side.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic too. Like, he's drinking a barrel of beer.
Yeah, I'm like,
gives me hope.
It's like you can't take this guy out of the story. No. It's crazy. And at first I thought he was kind of just a throwaway. Mm-hmm. But then when you start getting into conversations with this guy, I'm like, God damn.
So they're in one of the episodes. They're traveling. They're running away from like Thorkill and everything.
Yeah, it was like
they're
16,
talking
15 around there.
Yeah, so they talk about the priest. They talk to the priest. It's like, oh, the king. What does he have in his like castle? He must have a bunch of beautiful women. He must have millions of coin. You know, it's like
all this.
It's like, oh, what do you love? He was like, what I look for, what I seek is not material objects. And he was like, what are you talking about? You don't love money? He was like, love is what gives money value. And it's just like, what?
Holy
that makes no
shit.
sense. It's like, no, it makes perfect sense.
Man.
Since we as a people love gold and silver, we're the ones who gave gold and silver a price. We could have literally done it with fucking seashells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything.
Rocks.
Fucking
Pebble,
tree branches,
whatever, yeah.
leaves. If us as a human beings found it impactful, we give it value. We give, like, that's what makes it important.
And I was talking to somebody, like my dad or somebody, about that one time. I'm like, money only means something because we put so much shit on.
Exactly, yeah. Point. It's because we invented that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, bartering made so much more sense.
Yes, that's why when he was saying on how, like, it's like, I don't run after this kind of material, frivolous shit. I don't go for the women. I don't go for the gold or anything. I'm looking for true love. And then when the two brothers, I think it's another scene afterwards, maybe in the same episode, which doesn't matter because I don't even know what episode it was exactly. It's not like I said, episode 23. I honestly don't know which one. I just know
after you rewatch stuff so many times and you watch it like that, like
I just forget.
It, you're like, I don't know,
dude. I finish it all in like a day or two.
It's like an epically long movie or something.
That's exactly how I see it.
Yeah.
But when they're brothers, they're talking to each other and they're talking to the priest. And he was like, "Priest, I got your true love right here. Now me and my brother, we got like true love. He's got my back. I got his back." Mm-hmm. And he's all talking about it, which is kind of funny. I don't know if you caught it. One of the brothers is like, "Yes, I won't betray you." Depends on how much gold it is, though. And I was like, "You asshole!"
Yeah.
And he was like, "So, priest, what do you think? Is this what real love is?" And he was like, "No, it's not it,
bro."
And he was like, "What? Oh, that makes no sense." It's like, "Well, let's say this: if I go out into battle, will you watch my back?" He was like, "No, fuck you. I watch my brother's back because he's my brother, and I trust him to watch mine. I wouldn't trust." And he was like, "Yes, that's not what it means." And then they talk about Thor's when he started beating up Askeladd's crew in the boat. And he was like, "Well, there's this one time." Well, the veterans still talk about it to this day. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, we fought this one guy. We don't know what was going on, but he was very strong." Turns out he defeated, they had like 50 men at the time. Mm-hmm. They defeated 30-something men, barehanded. And nobody died. And then when he looks at the guy, the priest is literally like this. Like looking right at the guy's face, like, what else did he do? It's because he realized he's got it. He figured it out. Thor's figured it out. Thor's figured out what true love is, what a true warrior really was. We didn't, they couldn't figure it out. And
you're going to attack me, so I got to defend myself, but there's no reason for me to take your life just because you're trying to take mine.
I will still treat you as a person that I'm still trying to protect, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to drown. He hits people into the water, and then he throws oars to them so they could survive, so they don't drown and die. But most places, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I love that. I ain't no bitch.
It's just,
I still got love for you.
Right.
I carry that mentality, too, when it comes to self-defense and shit like that. I'm not going to kill you. I'll just get you off of me enough to make a point.
Basically, yeah. And it's to the point where, it's so minute details that, not a lot of people will see. That's why I say rewatch it.
So nuanced.
Just
you telling me right now, and I just watched some of this shit not long ago.
Yeah,
it's like,
it fits
what?
so well into the show, into the dynamic of the whole story, including now in, fucking chapter 200, fits perfectly. That's the whole story, is to figure out what
is love?
What is love? How can you achieve what true love is? Is there a way for you to change as a person, or is it just your actions? Because those are two different things if you think about it.
Just your mentality, like Canute. Just change your mind. You got the soul. You got the right shit. Change your mindset.
So that's actually kind of why I'm not going to say much about Thorfinn's development, because obviously he does
keep
develop
that as light as possible.
Yeah, he does develop, obviously.
I want to read the manga. I want to read the anime. Watch the anime.
Yeah.
I'm all in, dude.
No, I recommend
all in.
So when we get a little bit of Thorfinn's, his development, but then when we get Canute's development, that's why I was like,
oh, cool. So so Canute actually is a big character moving forward.
Well, Canute, he became king on the end of the season.
I just don't know if they're going to go to another country or what. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's still king.
And I don't know history that well either. So I don't know where they're going to go.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I learned a lot in this series, which actually makes me want to go back and really just learn, and just read through all the old actual stuff.
You know the song "London Bridge is coming down."
Yeah,
London
it comes
Bridge
from
is
that.
Falling.
I learned that from my dad.
It's because of that London Bridge fight of Thorkill and shit.
Yeah,
it's that bridge got taken down, and they burnt it down or something, and then they're like, London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah, And like I said, and One Piece does that occasionally with certain
but
things
it's
here
not-
and there.
it's-
Like just with like Blackbeard, whatever. But I like how this just doubles down on it. And it'll do exact historical stuff with fictional characters.
No,
you know
but
what
not
I'm
even
saying?
fiction. Prince Canute's a real person.
Yeah, I know Prince
Leif
Canute.
Erikson, you have to have heard of Leif Erikson. Yes.
I was just talking to my dad about that several months ago.
Yeah, Askeladd is a
I didn't know that was a real
he's
person.
part of one of the fables in
Oh.
Norse mythology.
Okay, I did hear that.
Yeah,
I
so
did hear that
that's
name.
what Askeladd's about.
Okay.
We know about King Canute. King Canute was a very
Yeah, he's a real person.
He was actually in real life. He was a kind of a tyrant.
Yeah,
From
he
what
ain't
I've
like
seen in
this
the
one, I
manga,
wish. Yeah.
well, like in the beginning, he changes. Obviously,
Oh.
he flips. So that's why I was saying earlier. I was like, how do you figure out what true love is? Is it by you changing as a person and like your character development, or your actions of what you do?
Man.
So there's Thorfinn is the person who changes his character development, and then Canute is the one who does the actions because he's the king. He's trying to change. He's trying to create heaven on earth, while Thorfinn has his own idea of doing his thing. You know?
Yeah, just trying to find himself. There's no plot like, oh, this guy's got a big beam shooting into a portal, and you got to learn this jutsu
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck?
at the temple of mystery and all this shit. It's like it's not like that.
No.
And I like that. I like it's just like now it's just about Thorfinn's journey as a man and as a warrior.
Yeah,
And
as a
the
human
world
being.
politics and the fallout of the war.
Basically,
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's awesome because I can't pinpoint where it's going.
No,
Unless you just know all the history, you can't pinpoint shit.
Yeah, even then, it's not like they don't.
They're
follow
not
everything.
doing the history
Yeah.
books.
No.
So it could go anywhere. They could create a fictional king or fucking, resurrect a Spartan or some crazy shit. They can go anywhere they want.
Yeah, they really can. It's an anime
But I just love how so educational it is, not on just history, but kind of on life.
on life.
It's so like, this is definitely one of the deepest animes, man.
It's jumped. I've said it to you, but I'm saying it for you guys. It's jumped to my top 5 of all time.
Yo, man, it's actually, talking about it, I'm like, damn, it might be.
Dude, it's
I feel
so
like I want to
amazing.
watch it a little more to like definitively say I like it more than something like My Hero or something like that. Because I've liked that for a while now. So it's like, I don't know. But
My
I would
Hero's
say
trash compared to
objectively,
it.
if you're talking filmmaking and writing and mangakas and animation and all these
everything?
things, I would say Vinland Saga is just about better than almost, if not every anime, possibly every anime I've seen. Now, I'm not saying all anime. That's too much to say.
Yeah.
But for every one I've seen in the top 5, that's kind of my soft top 5 right now, which would probably be One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, My Hero, and then I'm going to probably throw in Fire Force based on enjoyment.
What?
On enjoyment. I'm not saying it's
damn
the
it.
5 anime all time in actual life.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's my top 5 for what I like to watch.
Like right now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Because shit, I'm about to start Yu Yu again. All these other animes, Demon Slayer, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But this dude, I'm like, shit, man.
fuck,
If
my
this
legs to
hits
sleep.
for me on a rewatch the same way it's hitting for me right now, it's definitely a top 10 no matter what.
It's gonna hit
It's
harder.
top 10 no matter what. But it might be that top 5, bro, because it's really fucking good,
Dude,
man.
it's gonna hit a lot harder.
It took a
on your
hot
second
minute
watch.
to get going for an episode or two, but after that, I'm in.
It just picks up. And
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop.
But I'm not mad that those 2 episodes were slow because it wasn't like it was wasting your time.
No.
It's just you don't know what you're in for yet, so you're not compelled
It's
quite
to
yet.
build more of like the mystery of who Thor's is,
Which
because then
I
he
think-
saves
yeah.
the slave, and then he was like, and then he tells the
Exactly.
slave about Vinland.
And I loved that. That was the one thing for me where I was like, oh, okay, I see this is gonna really
But
touch on some shit.
You know why he did that?
Yeah, like
To give him peace,
Exactly.
in his death. To be like, we're gonna go somewhere far away where there's no slavery, there's no war, no nothing. This is so you could die peacefully, and he knows this. Even though he paid 5 sheep for him, a dying slave, and he was like, no, I want him to die comfortably in my bed.
I'm just like, that's amazing.
And like that's who he is as a person, and we see that. That's why I'm saying it hits better in a second going, because then when
You
I
understand why people make the decisions they're making.
when Askeladd asked Thor to be the captain of his crew, I didn't
see,
notice.
I didn't take that as serious.
I
at
thought it was
all.
a joke. But
Me
then
too.
On the end,
I thought he was like, what's the word? Like, bluffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically says it. I was bluffing. That's what he says in the anime. He was like, "Oh, I'm bluffing you guys. You guys think it's a joke? Come on, laugh." And it's like no, it's because he was serious. Like we don't see that until the second
Ah,
rewatch.
shit,
Because we
man.
realize who
I love
Askeladd
that
is a
kinda stuff.
person, and then
Yeah.
we understand his mindset to an extent.
Yeah,
Dude's a
you just think
maniacal
he's
son of a
evil
bitch.
pirate. Yeah,
Maniacal. I don't call him evil. He's fucking
maniacal.
He's,
Yeah,
oh,
but you're
he's
like,
dude.
nah.
He's like devious.
You're like
oh,
more like just a fucked up guy.
but he's so smart. He fucking could give L and Light a run for their money.
You know? Shit, dude. I wish they would do like a fun anime crossover series where it's not like serious, but they just like cross people over and shit. That'd be fun.
They did that for
Or I
One
wish I
Piece.
could animate stuff myself and I could do
They
it.
did that for One Piece, Toriko,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
I didn't see that one yet, but I want to watch that.
It's okay.
Just for fun, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, they get the three main characters as an eating contest where
See,
it's
that's
Luffy,
what I mean.
Goku versus
It'd be
Toriko.
fun to do
which is
stuff like
come on.
that. Like, just a fun thing. Like, oh, I got to fight this group of pirates over here.
Yeah.
L, what do we do, bro? You know, like,
And
it'd be
then they get
cool to see something
outsmarted
like that, you know?
or some shit
you got
like
L
that.
on a boat getting motion sickness and shit. He's like, oh, man, hold on. You know, we could
Yeah.
do some fun shit there, man.
Dude, it was so dope watching it though. Like, it's so good.
It is, bro. Like, you were right, bro. It lived up to the hype.
I wasn't hype. I knew I wasn't
It lived
hyping it
up
up
to
too
the hype.
much. Like, I can't hype enough.
Right,
You know,
dude?
I can't give it enough hype.
This
there you
is
go.
so slept on, man.
It's so